Let me see if I can explain number 13 here. What is the value of the positive zero of the function? So there's these things called zeros. You have to factor this binomial in this case, and it is what we call a difference of squares. X squared is a perfect square term, and 121 is a perfect square term. So when I factor that down, if I can get my pen here, it will look like this. Two binomials multiplied together. The factors of this will be x minus 11 and x plus 11. And I'll teach you how to do that a little bit more later. But you could check this right now. You get x squared plus 11x minus 11x minus 121. These disappear and you're left with x squared minus 121. So what you have to do in a question like this is factor this difference of squares to this and set these two things, or these two binomials that are being multiplied, to 0. Set them equal to 0. So x minus 11, x plus 11 equals 0. Now, if two things multiply together to equal 0, one of them must equal 0. So to make this equal 0, x would have to be positive 11. 11 minus 11 would be 0. So if I put in x equals 11, it would work because it would be 11 minus 11 is 0 times 22, which would equal 0. The other value that works would be negative 11, because if I put negative 11 in here, it would be negative 11 plus 11, which would equal 0. And it would be negative 22 times 0. So the other value, or the other 0 of this particular function, is negative 11. But they ask for the positive 0. So the answer is 11. We'll work on how to factor those more later on this year, but I just wanted to show you the answer to this particular sample question for the EOC.